because it's all on production line. It's all done in factories now. All your food comes off these factories.
Processed, genetically modified, full of preservatives, artificial colors, chemicals.
All of the above, you know. So,
you know, people should read the labels on their food products, and if you can't pronounce it, or if you've never seen the words before, it might not be the best choice.
Well, they're also trying to fool us all the time. They change the wording, like if you get a diet soda, it has aspartame on it. And everybody says, what is aspartame? Well, aspartame is the greatest ant poison that's ever been developed. And Rumsfeld owns the company. And for 15 years, he tried to get it approved for sodas because there's no calories in it. So when he went into the Reagan administration...
and it kills bugs, and everyone's drinking it up.
If you're a pilot in the Air Force or the Navy, you're not allowed to fly if you've had a diet soda that day because it causes brain synapses to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, but do they tell you that? No. You can drive as many cars as you want, but it does the same thing. Well, we have to warn ourselves. We have to wake up. You know, and anything that says corn syrup, high fructose syrup, all this stuff, it's because it's all genetically modified, and it comes from, it's got the Roundup already in it.
What happened to sugar? You know?
They got rid of it.
I know.
They got rid of it.
I tell my kids, buy sugar. You know, don't buy this corn syrup. If you have to eat something sweet,
buy honey. But now there's no bees. You know, and there's all the lack of bees and insects. It's
colony
from
collapse
the chemtrails
disorder
that are out there. I mean, it's absolutely amazing that nobody's even looking up at the air. They're all looking down at the ground. You know, they're watching these solid line clouds and going, gee, that's normal. And there's no bees. There's no birds. There's no. I mean, there's very few.
Bats are dying.
Bats are gone.
The amphibians, they're all the male frogs are all turning female, and 80% of them,
right?
Because they think that it's pesticide related.
All the flounder around Long Island, Brookhaven National Lab did a study years ago where they want to know why all the flounder was turning out hermaphrodite, and it's from all the
hormones
from being flushed down toilets, and you know that. All these drugs are now finding their way into our water systems, and they can't get that out.
There was a U.S. Geological Survey was doing a test in East Hampton, a big well, for years, and then they ran out of money, and they were testing the East Hampton aquifers chemical load, and then they pulled out. Maybe they found some stuff. I don't know why they pulled out. Funding became low. So I mean, this is everywhere that we have these chemicals in our waters.
If you look up messages from water. Okay,
online?
Messages from Water, Dr. Emoto. He tells you how, by just writing peace and love and harmony, you actually change the molecular structure of the water instantaneously. And he does test after test. He's gone all over the world teaching people this. And it's actually a fact. You can verify it for yourself. Dowsers know that it's true because the dowsing always comes up the same way. Simple,
free,
right?
Nobody's making a
bottled
fortune.
Water. Forget bottled water. You know.
I've read that bottled water is not tested as is our public water, so we don't even know what's in bottled water. Like they don't have to test it, they don't have to show us what's in it. But our public water is much safer than purchasing bottled water.
I would, being a plumber, I would go against that a little bit. In fact, on the way here, I was listening to the Diane Reeves show talk about water. And this guy was lying like a rug who was on it. He wrote a book about water. And what he said was that the fluoride is all right.
It's a pesticide.
Pesticide, it was part of the Manhattan Project.
Wow.
Hitler put it in the water in Germany in 1933. It makes you lethargic. It makes you not want to think. And they have it in most of the water systems here because they don't want us to be upset. They want to do things so that we don't feel this way. And it's not about your fluoride for your teeth, because natural fluoride that was done from the test in Denton, Texas many years ago, they said, gee, we have a lot of fluoride that's left over from aluminum smelting. So why don't we put that in the water?
Wow.
And they did the Manhattan Project was part of that to test that on Syracuse in upstate New York. And they found out that it sure enough, it made everybody lethargic and kept them there, but it didn't do much for the teeth because at the same time you're being poisoned.
Right.
When the Allies took over Germany after World War II, they banned fluoride from the water in 1945. And chlorine. Chlorine is put in everybody's water. And chlorine is a known carcinogen. So what are we doing to our pure water that we're getting out of the ground? We're putting chlorine in it because it's federally mandated, and we're putting fluoride in it because it's federally mandated. There's coming from laws from guys who know nothing about water, who've been paid off to pass laws so that we get affected by our health. So is bottled water any better? No, but you can heal the water coming through your tap. There are ways of doing it with the slim spiraling bracelets.
I have a reverse osmosis filter on my home system.
Problem with reverse osmosis is it uses salt and also...
It's no salt, it's just a little
most of them
filter. No, I don't have any salt.
And it takes out all the minerals.
Yeah, that I would believe.
and you really want the minerals in there, you know.
Because our food is depleted of minerals, because our soil is depleted of minerals.
Right, exactly.
We're like starving, and we don't even know it.
There's no minerals in the soil, there's no microbes in the soil, and there's no organic matter in the soil. The three things that you need for healthy soil. A plant gets its immunology from being grown in organic soils. We get our immunology, and animals get their immunology from eating plants grown in organic soils. All our plants are grown hydroponically, so we have to, the farmer has to go to the chemical companies to get the immunology for his plants in the form of fungicides, insecticides, pesticides, and we have to go to our doctor to get antibiotics for our immunology, because we don't have any. If
we would have to eat like buckets and buckets of food to get the same minerals that we used to have.
We wouldn't even eat buckets and buckets of food, you're not going to get it. You have to eat organically. And I haven't been sick in years, except for my heart problems, which I worked on that for many years before that, but I don't get colds, I don't get anything, you know, because I eat organically and I do things probiotically to, to change that, to change that thinking. But those are some of the words, and we think that you should grow organic, save organic heirloom seeds. And
where can someone start off to get these organic heirloom seeds?
Right on that wonderful thing, the web. You know, just Google.
Just type it in.
And
you can be sure that you're getting what you think you're getting.
There's only 3 companies, 4 companies that make it. So if they're not doing it, you're going to find out about it real quick. The organic community is so small. Everybody knows everybody. People ask me all the time, oh, when you go to King Cullen, is the food organic that's there? I said, yeah, sure it is, because I know the woman who tests it. You know, and she's organic, and she's got ethics.
Well, that's good.
and they have to do that, but they have conventional right next to the thing. Again, reading the labels and knowing what you're doing. Wild by Nature, Whole Foods. You know, these guys really make an effort to search out people who are growing organically, and they test it. And you can actually test food in the Whole Foods. They have a bricks meter. Right in the vegetable department, a bricks meter. Okay. And you go right up to the vegetable and you put the bricks meter on. It tells you what the sugar content is. The higher the sugar content, the more organic it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, you go to you go to a place that's growing conventional food. You put the bricks meter on, it doesn't even read.
Wow.
There's no sugar in it, you know. And that's from the practices of growing, which they've been taught at these schools that are supported by the chemical companies.
Right. And monoculture. You know, we're going to run out of, like you're saying, safe seeds because you might not have certain plants in the future.
They're going out. They're going out.
Wow. And the Terminator seed that Monsanto
with the United States government,
eagerly
they work together on that.
And what it does is it makes the seed sterile, so that once you've grown the plant, you get the
seeds.
You
have to go back to them and
buy it.
Spray. No, they spray it with a chemical.
Oh, okay,
which
great.
brings it back. Right.
Wow.
Right.
That's really like
and it's also
creepy science fiction stuff. It sounds like.
It's all around us. It's been happening for years, but we've been asleep at the wheel.
Letting it happen.
And we have to wake up. Yeah. This is a wake-up call for all of us. That leak that's happening in the Gulf of Mexico, that's a wake-up call for the whole planet. You know, it's part of the Hopi prophecy. When the sea turns black, that's the 7th prophecy. It's happening.
Wow.
You know, these guys wrote these prophecies thousands of years ago, and we're going, now what does this mean? You know, these guys,
That's pretty clear. You know, the sea is turning black. That's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we have to change things. So.
So with that, move toward alternative energy, renewable energy, the sun.
Which is interesting about the word alternative. Alternative. It means you're going back to the beginnings of things.
Wow.
So that's what alternative actually means. Going native.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much for coming back again.
Vaya con Dios.
You're going to Vaya con Dios. You're going to see you in the future.
I forgot to say YUA-TAH-HEY.
YUA-TAH-HEY in the beginning. Vaya con Dios.
Right. Thank you.
You.
Okay, great.